Today, we will talk about a story where history completely changed. Imagine a world where 300 years ago, metahumans, or humans with superpowers, suddenly came to Earth. This started a new era of gods and demons. In this era, one name was at the top 3 years ago: Superman. He was the most powerful metahuman, but his power raised many questions. Just 3 weeks ago, Superman stopped Baravia from attacking Jarhanpur, which sparked a worldwide debate about whether he had the right to do so. Just then, another incident occurred. A new metahuman named Hammer of Baravia attacked Superman in Metropolis. This was a fight in which Superman was defeated for the first time. Superman falls, badly wounded in Antarctica, and calls for help from his superpowered dog Krypto. Krypto immediately takes him to his secret hideout, the Fortress of Solitude. The robots there begin to heal Superman. To comfort Superman, they show a holographic message from his birth parents, Jor-El and Lara Lor-Van. Unfortunately, the message was corrupted during the journey from Krypton to Earth, and only the first part plays. In the message, they express their love. Our beloved planet is about to be destroyed. You are our only hope. We have searched the entire universe for a home where you can do the most good and keep the truth of Krypton alive. And that place is Earth. The message stops here because the rest of the recording is corrupted. To heal Superman, the robots analyze his wounds and treat him with concentrated solar radiation. On the other hand, billionaire Lex Luthor's associate, Angelica Spica, now the engineer, tracks Superman and reaches his location. The robots tell Superman that he is only 83% healed and should rest. But Superman ignores them and returns to Metropolis to save people. When Lex Luthor sees that Superman is back, he and his team control the Hammer of Baravia to defeat Superman again. This time, Superman falls again, and a man named Malik Ali goes to help him, and Luthor's team records this. Now here's a big twist. Lex Luthor has been studying Superman's every move for years. He knows Superman's every step before he even takes it. That's why he has prepared more than 2,500 fight moves for this situation. And the metahuman named Hammer was actually created by Luthor, and he calls him the Ultraman. Luthor and his team could control Hammer with the fight moves he created. The engineer contacts Luthor and tells him that she has found the Fortress of Solitude. She says in astonishment that the rumors were true. This place was not seen by anyone for so many years. But as soon as she arrives, the fortress goes back into the ice. Luthor tells her to return to the base. Upon hearing about the fortress, he tells his team to pack up. Hammer is called back to the Luthor Corp base. Now we see Superman's normal life. His name is Clark Kent, a journalist at the Daily Planet newspaper in the city of Metropolis. He gets a call from his mother, who congratulates him because his article has been published on the front page. This article is about Hammer, stating that he attacked people to draw Superman out. The Daily Planet team, Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, are discussing Hammer's attack. They can't understand what Hammer wanted and are suspicious about whether he is really from Baravia. They see Baravian President Vasil Gurkos on the news, saying that they had no hand in this fight. Just then, Clark tells them that he interviewed Superman after the fight, and Superman told him that Hammer didn't seem to be from Baravia. 3 weeks ago, Superman saved Jarhanpur from the Baravian War. The Defense Department was going to investigate it. Luthor presents his metahuman team, which he calls Planet Watch, to them. He introduces Hammer, the Ultraman, saying that Ultraman is the most powerful human in the world. Then he introduces Angelica Spica, the engineer, who has microscopic machines called nanites in her blood, with which she can create whatever she wants. Along with all these flying armor forces, or rafters, are also included. He says that all of them together are a force that no one can stop. He tries to convince them to hire his Planet Watch team so they can defeat Superman, because he is a threat. He tells them that in the battle that happened 3 weeks ago, Superman used violence against Baravian allies. At the same time, he also tells them about his headquarters hidden in Antarctica, which violates 12 international treaties and is not alien at all, it's real. But the Defense Department does not agree to arrest Superman. They say that Superman saved people from war. Even if his method was wrong, his intention was good. He is a powerful and famous being, and going against him without any solid proof or bad intention is just a meaningless risk. Superman goes to his girlfriend Lois Lane's house. He gets ready to give an interview as Superman. Lois starts recording. He answers Lois's questions, saying, "I stopped a war." This is how we learn that Baravia had attacked Jarhanpur. Superman went there and told them that this was not right. He disabled some tanks, planes, and other things. No one was harmed. After stopping the war, he went to meet Baravian President Vasil Gurkos. He flew him from the royal palace to a desert and stuck him on top of a cactus. Superman says, "I told him that if he ever messes with Jarhanpur again, he will have to meet me personally." This is where the debate between Lois and Superman begins, because Lois thinks that Superman should have handled this delicate situation with a little more care. But Superman tells her that the Baravian government's intentions were not good. Gurkos and his people were going to harm people. Lois asks further. Superman says, "I agree that I am an alien. I have been honest about this from the beginning. I came from a planet called Krypton, which is now destroyed, along with all my history and my parents. They sent me here as a child to save my life. My biological parents sent me here to serve humanity and make the world a better place. They also said this in a message that they sent with me. I love it the most. In the end, the debate continues, and Superman leaves. Luthor plays his move and sends a kaiju to Metropolis. All this was to distract Superman so that he could find his Fortress of Solitude in Antarctica and gather evidence. Superman immediately goes to save people. The Justice Gang also comes to help, including Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl. Superman wanted to catch the monster alive so that research could be done on it. But the Justice Gang fights to stop it, and in the end, Mr. Terrific incapacitates the kaiju. Luthor and his team finally find Superman's Fortress of Solitude. They get a way to get inside, defeat the robots there, and also capture Krypto. The engineer tries to access their machine. She finds the Kryptonian message there and tells Luthor that it is a message from his parents. Although it is corrupted, there is much more to it. She tries and finally recovers the message. After this, people all over the world watch Luthor's broadcast on TV, in which he shows the footage of the Kryptonian message. When the footage is played, Superman already knows the first part. But as soon as the second part of the message starts, he is shocked to hear it. His parents say, "The people here are simple and weak. We have sent you to this planet, embodying our true legacy. You are the last son of Krypton. Conquer this world and establish a new Kryptonian empire. Rule with the strength of our people, for you are meant to dominate, not to serve." After hearing this message, Superman's world is turned upside down. The intention that his parents told him was completely different from what he had understood. After seeing this footage, the public turns against Superman. The Justice Gang also goes to Superman and interrogates him. Superman tells them that the first part of the message is real, but the second part was corrupted during the journey from Krypton to Earth. But Mr. Terrific tells him that forensic experts have confirmed this footage to be real, and they do not release any information without being sure. He says, "I'm sorry, friend, but this message is not fake." Superman flies to his fortress, where he finds everything broken. He also doesn't find his dog, Krypto, there. After Luthor's broadcast, the defense team also considers the Kryptonian message to be real. Baravian President Vasil Gurkos also condemns Superman. But after this, a big revelation happens. In the next scene, Gurkos is seen at Luthor's secret base. He says, "We did it." To this, Luthor cools him down and says, "I will not celebrate until that alien is out of our way." Luthor further says, "The Kryptonian message is not fake. I went to his fortress to find something to destroy him. Who knew that his own parents would give me that thing?" An enraged Superman meets Luthor and angrily asks him about his dog, Krypto. When this footage is shown to the people, they become even more against Superman. Superman returns to his home, where Lois asks him if he is okay. Superman tells her that he believed his parents sent him to serve people, make Earth a better place, and be a good person. Lois assures him that she still believes he is good. Before leaving, Superman tells Lois that he is going to surrender himself to the US government to save Krypto, because he has no other way. And before leaving, he expresses his love for Lois. Superman surrenders himself. When asked by Superman, Luthor tells him that they are in a pocket universe. He explains that he replicated the Big Bang with the Luthor Corp Mega Collider, creating a small hole between two universal fabrics, which he can access through dimensional portals created all over the world. Then Luthor introduces another metahuman, whose name is Rex, and who is known as the Element Man Metamorpho. Rex has the power to transform himself into any substance, even those things that are not of this world, like kryptonite, which can weaken Superman. As soon as Rex transforms his hand into kryptonite, Superman starts to weaken. Luthor shows Superman another place, where his monkey bots are spreading hate against Superman on the internet day and night, which is causing people to turn against him. It is here that Superman also sees his dog, Krypto, imprisoned. Then Luthor shows him his private jail. He tells him that most of the cells here are rented to governments who imprison people who speak against them, while some cells are used for his personal enmities. Luthor shows Rex his young son, Joey. He uses Joey to force Rex, which is why he also changed his hand. Then Luthor leaves Superman with Rex and tells him to keep an eye on him. Before leaving, he says that he will come back tomorrow to get the answers the government wants. The next day, Luthor comes back and introduces Superman to another person, Malik Ali, who tried to help him. Luthor starts asking questions. Superman replies that he barely knows Malik, that he just gave him food once, and that he is not working with anyone. Malik tells Superman not to say anything and not to worry, saying, "I don't have a family." Luthor silences Malik Ali there. Before leaving, Luthor threatens Superman that he will come with someone else he knows later and will harm them too. Seeing all this, Rex starts crying out of fear. Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen are trying to find out what Lex Luthor's role is in all this. Jimmy tells her that Luthor sells weapons to Baravia, and that Baravia fights wars, and Luthor was getting rich from this war. But they find a shocking detail. Luthor Corp had given weapons worth $80 billion to Baravia, while they had given him only $1.625 billion. Luthor had given the weapons almost for free. Lois asks, so he was trying to stop Superman from stopping the attack on Jarhanpur. But why? Just then, Jimmy gets messages from Luthor's girlfriend, Eve Teschmacher, who is very infatuated with Jimmy. She tells Jimmy that Luthor has imprisoned Superman in a pocket universe. Jimmy immediately tells this important news to Lois. Lois goes to the Hall of Justice and convinces the Justice Gang to help find Superman. There, Green Lantern asks her an interesting question. How do you know Superman? Then he asks if she knows about heidi glasses, which Superman wears. After wearing these glasses, Superman's face looks different in a person's mind, so that no one can know his real identity. Lois tells him, first of all, I know all this. And secondly, even if I didn't know, you shouldn't have told me this. Mr. Terrific says that it will be difficult to find Superman. Then he says that he has put nanobot GPS trackers in Superman's blood and shows his location. He says that Lois's article is correct. Superman is in a pocket universe. When asked why he put trackers in his friend's blood, he says that he has done this with everyone. The Justice Gang does not agree to save a prisoner. Green Lantern says that he does not want enmity between the US government and the Justice Gang. Lois goes alone, but Mr. Terrific comes to help her. They leave for the pocket universe in his flying saucer. Upon reaching there, they follow Superman's DNA trail, which leads them to a tent. Mr. Terrific fights the guards there, and they both go inside the tent. There, they see that Luthor has indeed created a pocket universe. Mr. Terrific tells Lois that if even a small mistake is made while creating a pocket universe, a black hole will be created where Earth is, and every time someone enters or exits it, there is a risk of the fabric of reality breaking. He then starts hacking that portal. Rex returns his hands to normal. This gives Superman a chance to breathe. Superman tells Rex that he needs sunlight to heal and regain his power. Rex says that he cannot create a sun, but he can definitely create something like a sun. Rex creates something like a sun, and Superman regains his power. He gets out of there and saves Joey and his dog Krypto. But they are pulled toward a black hole. Superman somehow fights the power of this black hole and saves them all. During this time, Mr. Terrific finds them and shows them the way out. Superman stands up and says that there are still people imprisoned there who need to be saved. But Mr. Terrific tells him that he has kryptonite poisoning, and it will take a day or two to heal. He asks Lois to take Superman to a safe place in her saucer. Terrific decides to stay there and secure the portal. Lois then takes Superman to his adopted human parents, Jonathan and Martha Kent, so that he can heal. When Luthor learns that Superman has escaped, he misbehaves with his girlfriend Eve in anger. To take revenge, Eve gives all the evidence to Jimmy, which shows that Luthor was giving weapons to Baravia in exchange for half of Jarhanpur. The engineer tries to stop Luthor from opening the portal again, because the system was already broken and it is no longer safe. But Luthor does not listen to her. He says, the dimensional atmosphere is still there, and we can close this portal later by entering the coordinates. This will force Superman to come out. Saying this, he opens an unstable portal to the pocket universe. This creates a rift in reality, which slowly starts to tear the city into two parts. Superman wakes up. His dad, Jonathan Kent, comes to talk to him. Superman tells him sadly, I never thought of the other side of the message my parents sent. I am not who I thought I was. They sent me to harm people. To this, Jonathan explains, it doesn't matter what the message said. What matters is what you understood and what you did. A parent's job is not to tell their children what they have to be. We just give you the tools with which you can build your own life. Your choices, Clark, your actions, they are what tell you who you are. And let me tell you one thing. I couldn't be more proud of you than this. On the news, they see that the Baravian army is getting ready to attack Jarhanpur. Despite having such advanced weapons, the people there, along with children, gather to save their country and call for Superman's help. Seeing this, Superman immediately gets ready to go to Jarhanpur. But just then, Mr. Terrific asks him to come to Metropolis and says, if you don't come here quickly, neither Baravia will be saved, nor Metropolis, nor Earth. The rift created by Luthor is going to tear the city apart, and he cannot stop it alone. He needs Superman's help. The citizens of Metropolis are asked to evacuate the city. Lois and her team go to their boss and show him all the evidence. They explain that Luthor had been selling weapons to Gurkhas for years, at a very low price. In return, Luthor had asked for half of Jarhanpur, where he wanted to make himself king. Luthor's people believed that he would create a technologically advanced utopia, but the real truth is something else. The value of Jarhanpur's petroleum deposits was many times more than Luthor's investment. This proves that Luthor was behind the Hammer of Baravia incident, and that he was stopping Superman from preventing the Baravian invasion. After understanding everything, the boss tells Lois to take him on her flying saucer, and orders Jimmy to publish the story as soon as possible. The rift reaches Metropolis, and begins to tear the city in two. At the right time, Superman arrives there to save the people. When the rift moves towards Luthor, he transforms his office into a saucer, and escapes from there. Mr. Terrific tells Superman that a code is needed to close the rift, but it is so difficult that it cannot be hacked. To this, Superman tells Terrific that Luthor will have the code at Luthor Corp. Ultraman and the engineer attack them. During the fight, Luthor orders the engineer to fill Superman's lungs with nanites and incapacitate him. Because of the nanites, Superman's eyes close, and his lungs are damaged. Meanwhile, Luthor gives a signal to Vaso Gurkhos to attack Jarhanpur. Gurkhos orders his army to attack. Superman uses friction to remove the nanites from his face. The engineer and Ultraman fall on him. Superman starts falling back down. After falling, all the nanites come out from inside him. Luthor's people watch with night vision that the engineer is still alive but unconscious. Superman learns that Ultraman is none other than his own clone created by Luthor. Luthor says that cloning him was easy. He picked up a strand of his hair after his fight. This makes Superman understand that Luthor went inside his fortress through his DNA, because his DNA was the key. He controls Ultraman to fight Superman. Meanwhile, Boravia has attacked Jarhanpur. The children there call for Superman, but the Justice Gang, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Rex, arrive on time and save the people. They were sent by Superman. They fight the army, and in the end, Hawkgirl and her team defeat Veso Gurkos. Luthor tells Superman, "I created the Boravian military conflict so that I would have an excuse to get rid of you." He says that everything else was just a bonus. Luthor's hatred was born from seeing Superman's public admiration. Being a human, Luthor could never get as much love and admiration as Superman, who is an alien, is getting. Superman calls his dog Krypto for help and asks him to get the toys. Here, toys means breaking the cameras. Krypto breaks all the cameras, one by one. This causes Luthor to lose control over Ultraman. A fierce fight takes place between Superman and Ultraman, and in the end, Ultraman is pulled into the black hole formed under the rift. Superman, Krypto, and Mr. Terrific reach Luthor's headquarters. Luthor calls Superman an alien. To this, Superman replies, "You have always been wrong about me, Lex. I am just like any other human. I love, I fear, I wake up every morning, and without knowing what to do, I move forward and try to make the best decisions possible. I always make mistakes, but that's what being human is, and that is my greatest strength. And one day, I hope for the sake of the world, you will understand that this is your greatest strength as well." Krypto attacks Luthor for being rude to Superman. Mr. Terrific closes the rift. The Daily Planet reveals all of Luthor's conspiracies to the public. When the truth comes out, people apologize to Superman and say that he is truly the hero they always knew him to be. Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Rex saved Jarhanpur from the Boravian invasion. They invite Rex to join the Justice Gang. Luthor and his associates are caught, and the people imprisoned in his pocket universe, including Eve, are all set free. In the end, Lois also expresses her love for Superman. Superman is healing in his Fortress of Solitude. His robots have also fixed themselves, and that place. There, his cousin Kara Zor-El comes in a state of intoxication and takes her dog Krypto with her. Superman explains that Kara likes to party on other planets, especially on planets that have a red sun. He explains that because of their metabolism, they can get intoxicated on a planet with a yellow sun. After this, the robots show Superman footage of his childhood, in which he is with his human parents, which gives Superman comfort.